Boys, what's good? It's Herm. I'm here today with the last video talking about Kai Sotto before the 2022 NBA draft, predicting which team will draft him on draft night. I have 6 teams that are interested, and I'm going to break down why each of them is a fit, and then give you which team I think will and should draft him on draft night, breaking down where that pick is going to be and why I think it makes sense. This is coming off of a draft workout yesterday on Tuesday where he worked out with the Indiana Pacers, and he vowed it to give everything he has if he gets the NBA chance. And this is a player with a very unique skill set at 7'3", can space the floor a little, block some shots, catch some lobs, and is a guy that not only brings those skills but brings it millions of fans. This guy has some of the largest amount of fans of a prospect coming in I've seen in a long time. Like, usually international prospects don't have this kind of hype behind them, but the Filipino people, they love Kai Sotto, man. They love this dude. This dude has an enormous fan base that he's going to bring in with him, and I'm going to talk about him here today. But before I get into it, think about subscribing. It's free, it's easy. If you don't want the content, you know, it's unsubscribe later. I'm trying to hit 3,000 by the end of the month. Hopefully I hit it tomorrow with a live stream of the NBA draft. But let's get into it. So, what are the teams interested? The Pacers worked him out yesterday. There's reported interest from the Trailblazers and Magic coming in pretty strong, as well as the Sacramento Kings, the New York Knicks, and the San Antonio Spurs. But let's talk about the centers on each team. For the Pacers, they have a locked-in starting center in Miles Turner, as well as young backups in Goga Bitadze and Isaiah Jackson. So, is this the best fit? I don't think Goga's probably here for long. I don't know if I have a strike-through function here. I don't think I do. But let's say Goga's gone. So this leaves you with Miles Turner and Isaiah Jackson. Miles Turner also being shopped right now. So the Pacers are a team that is at least interesting in the market for a center here. Blazers, Yusuf Nurkic, about to hit free agency. And really that's about it. I mean, there's not really another competent center on the roster. They have Eubanks, I believe. He's either there on the Spurs, I don't remember. But they definitely have Yusuf Nurkic there on the team, a guy that is kind of locked in but is a free agent, so that's interesting as well. Could be an opening. The Magic have Wendell Carter Jr. as well as Mo Bamba are the two guys they have. If we're looking at the Sacramento Kings, they have Domantas Sabonis, Richaun Holmes, and if you want to call him a center, Chimezie Metu. And for the Knicks, they have Mitchell Robinson, going to be a free agent. They have Nerlens Noel as well, and old man Taj Gibson, who's not worth putting down. For the Spurs, they have Jakob Poeltl, and that is about it for them. So they need a backup center. So if I'm looking for teams that make the most sense, the Pacers, if they trade Miles Turner, if they cut Goga Bitadze, then this is a great destination. If the Trailblazers want a backup center and aren't looking to get one in free agency, I think the Trailblazers make a lot of sense. I don't love the Magic fit, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. Have a lot of forwards already too, whether it be Franz Wagner, Jonathan Isaac. They're probably going to draft a forward, whether it be Jabari, Chet, Paolo Banchero at number 1, and they're probably looking at taking, like they have Chuma Okeke as well as the other guy I was thinking of. For the Kings, this is another destination I don't really love. I don't think Richaun Holmes is on the team next year, to be completely honest, but they still have Domantas Sabonis and Chimezie Metu, as well as Harrison Barnes playing a lot of power forward minutes. So I think that this isn't a great fit either. The Knicks, Mitchell Robinson hitting free agency, Nerlens Noel always injured. I actually don't think the Knicks are a bad fit, and the Spurs need a backup center. So if I'm looking at this, I don't really like the Magic fit very much, so let's take them out of contention. I don't really like the Kings fit a ton. I think that this, you could argue that, but I don't love that fit either. I don't think it's great. So this is my top 4 right here of teams that make the most sense. I think the Knicks are really interesting because they're a big market. I think they make a lot of sense for a team, to get, this big fan presence, to bring in this big fan presence to a historic NBA franchise. The Knicks, one of the most historic NBA franchises. The Spurs reportedly are the team that Kai Sotto wants to go to, wants to be a member of the Spurs. That's his favorite team. The Trailblazers just got another guy to compete. They can kind of bring Kai Sotto along slowly. I don't love the Pacers either, if I'm going to be honest. So let me knock the Pacers out as well. So I think the most interesting three are the Blazers, the Knicks, and the Spurs. But if we're looking at it, it's being reported right now, and I think this is how it's going to be, is that he's going to be a second-round pick. This one at 31 I think is too high. I don't think he goes 32 either at Orlando. I think the earliest he goes, there's this stretch run here from 35 to 38. This is the slot I think he goes in, from 35 to 38, because there are 4 teams that are interested in him in this stretch. The Orlando Magic, the Portland Trailblazers, the Kings, and the San Antonio Spurs. And I am going to predict that I think it's one of these 2 teams. I think it's either Portland or Sacramento. I've said it already, I don't love the Sacramento fit, but I think it's one of those 2 teams, honestly. I think it's going to be the Portland Trailblazers at 36 or the Sacramento Kings at 37. If he somehow slips out of that slot from 35 to 38, I think the New York Knicks will take him at 42, but I really don't envision him slipping out of that spot, but I think the Knicks would be happy if he did. So watch out for picks through 35 through 38, and specifically the Trailblazers at 36 and the Sacramento Kings at 37. That Portland pick might have just been traded today. Was that in the Jeremy Grant deal? There's a good chance that it was in the Jeremy Grant deal, but we're going to look at this. We're going to bring up Twitter right now, and we're going to look at it because I'm interested as to who that pick belongs to right now. So, Adrian Wojnarowski. Can we get the dude, though? Can we get actual Woj? This is very annoying to me. But Adrian Wojnarowski, senior analyst, a guy that people really like, really knows what he's talking about. And what is this? So they also swapped getting 36 for 46. So this is actually Detroit's pick at 36, and they will pick up 46. So the Trailblazers are picking here at 46. So the teams to watch now would be the Sacramento Kings at 37 and the San Antonio Spurs at 38. I think are really logical spots. The Spurs, to me, badly need a backup center. I know they have 3 first-round picks, so there's a good chance they look at backup center there, whether it be Walker Kessler, Christian Koloko, or even if they wanted to go, at number 9 with a guy like Jalen Duren. I don't think they're going to do that. If they wait, I think the Spurs are a great fit. That's where Kai Sotto wants to be. He wants to learn from a guy like Tim Duncan. But Orlando at 35 is interesting because Mo Bamba's heading free agency. But not a winning culture. Do you really want Kai Sotto in a culture that's not a winning culture? Probably not. You probably want him to learn from really experienced pros. I think Sacramento, learning under Sabonis, would be really good, especially with Richaun Holmes likely getting traded. That's a player to watch out for. And the Spurs at 38. The earliest I think he goes is Indiana at 31. I've mocked him before to Golden State at 28, but it's being reported that Golden State wants to trade that pick. So I don't think you probably have to watch for that. But again, 35, 37, 38, as well as the Knicks at 42 and the Blazers at 46 are a lot of teams that I think are really interesting. But my prediction is going to be that he goes to Sacramento at 37. I think that's where he's going. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know where you want Kai Sotto to go. I know a lot of my supporters here really love him and really want him to succeed in the NBA. So let me know what destination you think is best for him, where you think he should go, what team should draft him, and where he should be selected. But that's going to be it for me today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, think about liking, subscribing. Again, trying to hit 3K. But I appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching. It's going to be it for me today. Peace.